think we're good. I'm here. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Am I live? This is confusing. Yes. Am I live? Alright. This is confusing. I am live. I'm just trying to see your comments. Let me just mute myself on my phone. Let's see. Yes, I'm here. Can I see the comments? How do I see the comments? I'm confused. There we go. I can see all the comments now. Aiden is here. Good. Lavina is here. Salma's here. Rose, hello. Garnia is here. Wonderful. Sama, lots of people here. Awesome. Good morning. Welcome to English on the Road by donation. I hope you have your coffee. I hope you have a pen and paper. I hope you got some energy, because I have lots of energy, but, you know, it could be good to get some more. And let me just share my beautiful screen with y'all. There we go. All right. Welcome to English on the Road. Phrasal verbs. That's what we are looking at today. Now, I just need to set my screens up. Good. Yes, we had. We are ready. Excellent. That is good news. Let me just... Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so... Whoops, that was a mistake. For watching, that's perfect. Well, let's get started, shall we? So today we're going to be having a look at all of these here. We're going to be, number one, finding the phrasal verbs, which is kind of like what we do every week. You know, and this is what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. We find the phrasal verbs, and then we're going to do a listening skill. After that, we're going to jump to meaning. We're going to have a look at pronunciation. We're going to have a look at some of the keywords. There's a reflection, and I got some questions for you at the end, so please do stick around for the questions at the end. That would be great. Now, if you have questions, I will be looking at the comments every now and again, so that will be very good. Let's see. Last comment was from Selma saying, we're ready. Well, perfect. That is good news. So, what are the aims? Well, the aims are to make you laugh, to help you achieve your language goals, to expand your vocabulary, and to make a difference. And that one there, to make a difference. You know, that's a real important one for these English by donation lessons. That is the idea. Make a difference. Because making a difference can have many different meanings. You know, your teacher makes a difference in your life. That's the idea. Your parents make a huge difference in your life. And right now, I'm running these English by donation webinars to hopefully make a difference in Kelowna, the town that I live in. And how am I doing that? Well, quite simply, I'm trying to raise a bit of money for the bridge. So this is the bridge community, and I have a GoFundMe set up. All the links are in the bio. So if you just look down at the description, not the bio, the description, you will see all the different links for this organization. Okay? And if you can give a buck, if you can't give a buck, that's fine. Just please share it. Share. And maybe someone who you share it with might be able to do it. So that would be awesome if you could all either share or donate something. So yeah, please share this video. Helping the society from Salma. You know it. You know, we're trying to raise $500. We're getting there. We're getting closer every week. And that's the plan. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. All right, so moving on. What you need for this one, folks. This is very, very important. You need coffee. You need a pen and paper. You need to write down any new words, and you need to write down any questions for the end. So if you were listening and I say something and you're kind of like, what the hell are you on about, Ronan? Write it down, and at the end, or just type in your question and I will have a look. Because right now I can see the comments, I can see my screen, I can see everything, and I can see and smell my beautiful coffee. I love the smell of coffee. It is delicious. All right. So as you know, we always start off with the quick activity called Find the Phrasal Verbs. And a phrasal verb is a verb and a preposition. Wake up, go out, eat in. All of those are different prepositions. So very quickly, let's have a look at numbers 1 to 5. Numbers 1 to 5. And here we have some questions. And when you're ready, just start writing in the comments maybe what you think the phrasal verbs are. That would be awesome. So in number 1, what are you looking forward to at the moment? Number 2, how many times did you go over your essays in college before submitting them? Number 3, can you sum up how we can combat climate change in 3 steps? Number 4, do you have any tricks to help you knock off house chores fast? Number 5, what are some reasons why a party might fall through? Let's have a look. Aiden jumping in there early, looking forward. Yes, that is the very first one, to look forward. Lavina jumping in early as well. Excellent. We got 3 correct answers right there. Good job. What is something you are looking forward to at the moment? Woo, Aiden's on fire, coming in hot with number 2. Go over. Do you all agree with her? Hello, AMB, Victoria Matthews. Nice to meet you. Wonderful, Lavina coming in as well with go over. Aiden jumping ahead with number 3. My God, I feel like a sports commentator here. It's great. Great fun altogether. But yes, go over. Good. Rose coming in with go over as well. Thank you very much, Rose. That is perfect. Good. Zebrica 1000, fall through for number 5. Absolutely. Salma, excellent. Look at all these wonderful answers. I can't even keep up with y'all. This is amazing to see. I love this. This is great. Good. Go over, knock off. Excellent. Look, there's so many phrasal verbs here. This is perfect to see. Good. Perfect. I'm looking forward to speaking English. Hell yeah, you are. I say that a lot. Hell yeah, you are. All right, so here are all the different phrasal verbs. All right, we have look forward to, go over, sum up, knock off, and fall through. So lots of different phrasal verbs. And here are some interesting words I was looking at too. You know, at the moment. That's a very nice phrase. At the moment. And at the moment is right now. At the moment, I'm online teaching English. At the moment, you're listening to me. At the moment, I'm drinking coffee and having a good time, for example. So, like, this lesson is designed to help you learn English with phrasal verbs, but it's also the peripheral information. It's the information on the sides that's really important to learning English. And in this case here, obviously, like, at the moment, that's a very common phrase. That's a very useful phrase to be using. The same with this verb here, combat. To combat is kind of like, well, you'll see. Combat is like to fight. Tricks, chores. Oh, my phone's making noise. Turn off phone, be quiet. Yeah, so a chore. A chore is like something that you got to do in your house, but we can discuss all these later. Now remember, like I said, write down any new words. Write down anything that is new for you. Write down anything that is surprising for you. And just, if you have a question, write it down there. So these are the questions. Now we need the answers. For those of you who were here for the last 2 or 3 weeks, you know how this goes. I'm going to read you 5 different answers for these questions. You need to write the answers in the box. Now, I do not recommend you write in the box because the box is on your phone or on TV and we don't want to damage it. So I would recommend that you write your answers on paper. Chores, Lavina, great one. Chores, C-H-O-R-E-S. Chores, now. So a chore is like a job that you have to do, Lavina. A chore is something that you do in your house, usually, or it could be some messages that you need to run. For example, a chore is laundry, L-A-U-N-D-R-Y. Exactly. So laundry is a chore. Cleaning the kitchen is a chore. Washing the dishes is a chore. So these are all different types of chores. You got it. Thank you. Combat, battle or fight. Yes. All right. So we know how this activity goes. You just need to listen. And you need to choose numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Are you all ready? Well, I hope you are, because I'm not going to stop. So. Warm up the voice. A. 1. Tackle the meat industry. 2. Educate people about the problem. 3. Give incentives for renewable energy projects. I believe if we do all those, we can make a real difference. A. 1. Tackle the meat industry. 2. Educate people about the problem. 3. Give incentives for renewable energy projects. I believe if we do all those, we can make a real difference. A. 1. Tackle the meat industry. Educate people about the problem. 3. Give incentives for renewable energy projects. I believe if we do all those, we can make a real difference. So what number is that answer for? Is that for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? And I mean, if you don't know, think about which ones it's not. 1C. So do you mean A3, Lavina? Because the question is the number. The answer will be a letter. So I'm going to guess that's what you meant. Yes! Awesome! Number 3, exactly, Lavina. Can you sum up how we can combat climate change in 3 steps? 1. Tackle the meat industry. 2. Educate people about the problem. 3. Give incentives for renewable energy projects. I believe if we do all those, we can make a real difference. Good job. We're getting lots of good answers here. A3, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, B. B. I'm really excited for sushi. I'm checking out a new sushi joint on Saturday. I'm pumped. B. I'm really excited for sushi. I'm checking out a new sushi joint on Saturday. I'm pumped. B. I'm really excited for sushi. I'm checking out a new sushi joint on Saturday. I'm pumped. Aiden coming in here. Good. Yes. Zebraka 1000. Good. Lavina. Number 5. Not number 5. I'm really excited for sushi. I'm checking out a new sushi joint on Saturday. I'm pumped. A new sushi joint on Saturday. Saturday is in the future. And I'm excited. If you're excited for something, excited, you're looking forward to it. So be one. C. Write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, it's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused. C. Write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do is written on paper, it's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused. C. Write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, it's a lot easier to focus. It's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused, excuse me. All right, so this is option C. Option C. Write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, it's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused. Aiden has answer number 4 or 2. Ooh, interesting. Aiden is on the fence now. Rose coming in with number 2. Oh, lots of answers for number 2. Lavina, number 2. Oh, look at this. Zebraka 1000. Knock off. Zebraka with C. Interesting. Interesting. Lavina Lamenza, it's 2. I'm going to let you all know something. It's not number 2. What? It's not number 5. It is not number 2, Salma. Write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, it's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused. The answer for C is number 4. C4. Do you have any tricks to help you knock off house chores fast? Yes. Write them down on paper. I'll show you the answers in a moment, but let's move on to D. D. Where to begin? The house might catch fire, the host might get arrested, or there might be a bereavement in the family. D. Where to begin? The house might catch fire, the host might get arrested, or there might be a bereavement in the family. D. Where to begin? The house might catch fire, the host might get arrested, or there might be a bereavement in the family. D. Lavina says number 3. Can you sum up how we can combat climate change? Aiden says number 5. What are some reasons why a party might fall through? Rose agrees with Aiden with number 5. D. Where to begin? The house might catch fire, the host might get arrested, or there might be a bereavement in the family. Lavina changes her answer to number 5. Good call, Lavina. Smart move. Because the answer is number 5. D5. Why might a party fall through? Well, the house might catch fire. Let's be real. We do not want to go to a party if the house is on fire. If the host gets arrested, I'm not going to the party because there probably won't be a party. And of course, in the last one, there might be a bereavement in the family. That's a key word, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And of course, E, the last one. Well, we all know what the answer is for this one due to a process of elimination, but let me just read out my beautiful answer anyways. E. To be honest, I should have revised my essays more in university. I didn't take it seriously. E. To be honest, I should have revised my essays more in university. I didn't take it seriously. Boom! In answer D5. E. To be honest, I should have revised my essays more in university. I didn't take it seriously. Wow, tonight's lesson is really serious and difficult. Yes, it is. But the beautiful thing, Resman, is that you can come back and watch it later. You can watch it 1,000,000 times if you want. Because, I'm really aiming for the high levels right now. But don't worry, because it's going to get easy once I explain. The first part is difficult. The first part is all listening. But E. To be honest, I should have revised my essays more in university. I didn't take it seriously. It is tricky. It is tricky. And the answer for E is, of course, number 2. E2. So, catch the answers? Well, here they are written down. So these are all the answers that we had. And just to show you where they are, it's 1B, 2E, 3A, 4C, and 5D. So these are the answers that were for the questions of the phrasal verbs. I'm really excited for sushi. So if you look at B, excited for, that's always talking about the future. What are you excited for? I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited for sushi. I'm excited for the football game at the weekend, for example. I'm checking out a new sushi joint. If we have a look at number 5, what are some reasons a party might fall through? Well, to fall through means that it's cancelled. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But the house might catch fire, the host might get arrested, or it might be a bereavement in the family. Bereavement. That's a nice word. Bereavement. We will be discussing these words in a moment. Oh, I love coffee. All right. Just going to look at the comments real quick, see what's going on in the online world. It's tricky, yeah. Resvan, tonight's lesson is difficult. It's not tonight, it's morning. Well, where I am, it's morning. Good. All right. So it's all quiet. Let's move on to meaning. All right, so for meaning here, we just need to match the words to the meaning, all right? So this is the very basic structure of these answers. To go over is to examinate. Yes. So, Lavina, when you look at this here, okay, the idea is that we match the words on the left to the words on the right. So if go over is here, which one would you put go over with? Which one would you put look forward to? So I'm going to give you all a moment to have a read. And the first one, for example, is look forward to. You are excited for something. You are excited for something. So these are the most basic meanings of the phrasal verbs. Exactly, Davina, exactly. So go over would be to revise or to check for mistakes. Good. Aiden coming in there as well with number 5. Exactly, Aiden. What about sum up, folks? What about sum up? If you're given a presentation, at the end of the presentation, you often sum up your ideas. Sum up. Summarize. Good job, Lavina and Aiden coming in there. Knock off. To knock off. Hello, AA. Nice to meet you. Eidenter coming in, absolutely, to finish work, and that means fall through is to get cancelled or to get called off. Good. So look forward to, you are excited for something. To go over, you revise it and you check for mistakes. To sum up, you summarize something or you talk about it briefly. To knock off is to finish work or to finish a job. Okay, so all of these have many different meanings, as we know, but knock off is, that should say job, that's my fault. To finish a job, to complete a job. I knocked off 5 chores this morning. I did the dishes, I washed the floors, I cleaned the windows, I vacuumed, and I did the laundry. I knocked off 5 chores this morning, for example. Good, and Salma coming in there. Look forward to, you are excited for something. Absolutely. Fall through is to get cancelled or to call off. Like, let's be real, we all had plans for the summer. We all had an idea of what we were going to do, and all of our plans fell through due to COVID-19, for example. So, there you go. All right. Sum up, summarize, talk about. Good job. I'm real happy with all the comments, guys. I love the comments. Thank you so much. It means a lot. We got 10 people watching now. It's crazy. All right. So, as I said, we're going to have a look at some other keywords. And in the first one, you know, this was how can we combat climate change? What was the question? I can't remember the question. Cheers. Cheers. All right, so for example, tackle, educate, and give. 3 very good verbs right there. Tackle the meat industry, which means to combat the meat industry. Educate people about the problem. Educate people about climate change. And number 3, to give incentives for renewable energy projects. An incentive, to give an incentive. An incentive is like an encouragement. It's kind of like, for example, the government might give you an incentive on solar panels. So solar panels, those things you put on the roof that make solar electricity or whatever it's called, solar energy. Well, I know in my country, in Ireland, that if you buy those, you don't need to pay tax. That's a government incentive. They're encouraging you to purchase them. So give incentives for renewable energy projects. Maybe you could buy electric cars for cheap, for example. When we have a look at letter B, here's some important words here. Excited for. If you're excited for something, you look forward to it. Yes, I learnt new phrasal verbs. I am thrilled. Missy C is here. Hello, Missy C. How's it hanging? Hanging well. You are thrilled. I'm over the moon for you. So with B, I'm excited for. That means I'm looking forward to something. This one here, a sushi joint. Sushi joint. So, you know, we could say sushi bar, we could say sushi restaurant, we could say sushi joint. It's just another word, like a slang term almost. You know, you might say there's a burger joint down the road. There's a pizza joint down the road. Usually for fast food. So I'm checking out a new sushi joint on Saturday. I'm pumped. If you're pumped for something, you're excited for something. I'm pumped about the weekend. It's going to be 35 degrees. I'm going to be in the lake every day, for example. Okay, so here's some good questions from Lavina. To look forward to plus ing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to plus noun. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to the party. Or ing verb. I'm looking forward to meeting my friends at the weekend. I'm looking forward to watching a movie tonight. Now the second one, sushi joint, is like a chain of sushi restaurants. Kind of like a chain. Doesn't have to be a chain. Could just be one place. But a sushi joint is another way to describe a sushi bar. So, Lavina, when you visit Canada, let's go to a sushi joint in Vancouver, because Vancouver is very popular for sushi, for example. Yasmin, thumbs up. Right back at you. All right, when we have a look at C, I find. It keeps me focused. So these were some key words with those. You know, pumped, stoked, or hyped. Yeah, Missy. 100%. Excuse me. So, write them down. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, it's a lot easier to get done. It keeps me focused. Good. To keep you focused. I drink coffee because it keeps me focused. And that means that I'm able to own in on something. I'm really able to see it. I'm really able to get going with it, for example. I find that when I have what I need to do, I find. That's a good verb. Usually we use the verb find for, oh, I finally found my car keys, for example. Or I'm looking for something and I found it 10 hours later, for example. Hey, that's who that person is, Vicky. I did not know that was you. What's up, Vicky? And I find, I think. You know, it's just another way to say I think about something. I find that when I have what I need to do written on paper, I think that when I have what I need to do, it's kind of like a personal one. And it keeps me focused. And I'll be honest, like you can't see my wall over there, but on my wall, in front of my desk, I have lots of things written up because it keeps me focused. I have them all on a big whiteboard. And when I look at it, I'm like, okay, task 1, task 2, task 3. So I find that when I can look up and see what I need to do, I actually get it done. You know? Find OC. Wonderful. All right. Where to begin? This is D, okay? D. Where to begin? We use this phrase, where to begin, when we have a lot of different answers. We use this phrase when we know that we're going to give you a lot of information. For example, a lot of people say, Ronan, why did you move to Canada? Well, where to begin? Canada's a beautiful country. Canada has beautiful mountains. Canada has beautiful lakes. The weather is amazing. The people are nice. The culture is cool. The food is nice. Everything, everything, everything. I have lots of reasons on why I moved to Canada. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But when someone asks me that, I just have to say, guys, where do I begin? Like, there's a million reasons why I moved to Canada. And why might a party fall through? Why might a party be cancelled? Well, where to begin? There's like a billion reasons why a party might get cancelled. As Lavina says there, catch fire is when the house is on fire or under fire. So the house is on fire. Yes. So it's kind of like if I'm trying to cook food and I'm not very good at cooking and suddenly there's a fire and the entire house goes on fire, I'd say my house caught fire. My car caught fire on the highway. I pulled over and called 911, for example. In Canada, if you smoke a cigarette in the mountains and you flick the cigarette, the entire forest will catch fire in the summer. It's very dangerous. And that other word there, bereavement. There might be a bereavement. 1 second. B-E-R. Yeah, just checking the spelling. It's correct. Just wanted to confirm. But, in Italy too. Yeah, it's like a wildfire or a forest fire, which I actually talk about in my last podcast. Check it out. Bereavement is a death in the family. It's a formal way to talk about when someone passes away. Can we use the phrasal verbs that we learned them today in an essay? Yes, I'll get to that in one moment, okay? So a bereavement, for example. I actually always remember this word because I think it was my brother's 12th birthday or something? And my grandfather passed away the day before his birthday. So obviously the party fell through. And so we had to send letters to the people that were invited to my brother's birthday party. And so we said, Due to a bereavement in the family, the birthday party is cancelled. Due to a death in the family. And it is just a more formal way of explaining that, hey, someone died. Hey, someone kicked the bucket. You know, you don't want to say they kicked the bucket. It's kind of insensitive. So we'll say bereavement. So maybe if someone dies in my family and I need to go back to Ireland, I'll message my boss and I'll be like, hey boss, I'm sorry, but there was a bereavement in my family. I need to return to Ireland immediately, for example. So that's bereavement, all right? And the last one there, to be honest, I should have revised my essays more in university. I didn't take it seriously. I 100% regret my decisions. So I should have revised my essay. Revise is to go over. Revise is to look at again. Revise is to check to make sure it's okay. And you know, before you submit anything in university, you should revise it, okay? I didn't take it seriously. If you don't take something seriously, you don't put 100% effort into it. If you don't take learning English seriously, it's going to be a very long road. If you don't take your health seriously, you're going to die sooner, for example. John did not take his job seriously. John got fired after 1 week. He turned up late every day. He didn't pay attention. Bereavement is countable, I think. There were many bereavements in the family. Countable. Now, Salma had a good question there. Can we use the phrasal verbs? I was going to pin your comment, but that's not a thing here. So Salma asked the question, can we use the phrasal verbs that we learned today in an essay? Yes, you absolutely can. Remember, phrasal verbs are a combination of formal and informal. In speaking, we always use phrasal verbs. In certain essays, you can. For example, let me just go back real quick to the phrasal verbs. Like these ones here, like knock off. I don't know how you would use that in an essay, but it is possible to use these. It all depends on your essay. It depends on your professor. But ask your professor. Or just message me afterwards with an example sentence and I could tell you that, hey, I think this is academic or I don't think this is academic. So, Salma, message me an example sentence and I will let you know. Alright, is the word bereavement countable or uncountable? Bereavements, as we said. Perfect. So, once more, just going to give this a quick plug, guys. This is all for trying to raise money. Raise money for charity. Trying to raise money for the bridge. So, if you can, please give a buck. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give a buck. Alright? And if you can't, please share the video. Alright, pronunciation. But first, let's have a look at what Lavina said. Knock off is the opposite to kick off. Yeah, I mean, in a way it is. To kick off is to start. To kick off is to get going. Knock off is to finish a job. You know, to finish something. Like I knocked off 6 tasks earlier. I need to kick off. Kick off, I would say, would be more for an event. Like what time does a football game kick off? What time did the concert kick off last night? The concert will kick off at 10 p.m. for example. All right. Pronunciation. Repeat after me. So in this exercise, we look at using the phrasal verbs in just a regular sentence. And so the idea of this one is that you listen and you repeat. All right, it's very simple. And because we only have 20 minutes left and I do have an appointment at 11:15, we're going to fly through this. But the beautiful thing is, this video is on YouTube. You can come back later and you can watch it again. You can watch it 1,000,000 times. You can watch it 1,000,000,000 times if you want. All right? So, one moment. I have a frog in my throat. Excuse me. All right. Repeat after me. The business meeting has fallen through. Sorry. The business meeting has fallen through. Sorry. My plans fell through at the weekend due to the weather. My plans fell through at the weekend due to the weather. The business meeting has fallen through. Has fallen through. Through. My tongue is kind of going out there. My plans fell through at the weekend due to the weather. My plans fell through at the weekend due to the weather. Now for this one here, listen to the ED sound. The ED sound of knock off. I knocked off 7 tasks at the weekend. I worked my butt off. I knocked off 7 tasks at the weekend. I worked my butt off. I planned to knock off the chores before 10 a.m. That did not happen. I planned to knock off the chores before 10 a.m. That did not happen. I planned to knock off the chores before 10 a.m. That did not happen. I knocked. We're getting the T sound for knock, my favorite ASMR part. I should set up a new channel. Knocked. So you're getting the T sound for knocked. Similar to worked. It's not worked. It's not worked. It's t. I knocked off 7 tasks at work. I worked my butt off. I planned to knock off the chores before 10 a.m. That did not happen. Guys, your compliments are just making me blush here. And the last one. I'm going over the report this evening. I will have it back to you tomorrow. I'm going over the report this evening. I'll have it back to you tomorrow. He went over his thesis 7 times looking for mistakes. He went over his thesis 7 times looking for his mistakes. He went over his thesis 7 times looking for mistakes. So in this one here, I'm going over and I went over. It's obviously irregular. You know the verb go? I went in the past. I will go. Going over. And I'm going over the report this evening. I'm going to look at it. I will have it back to you tomorrow. Have it back to you. We use that as a business phrase, like a business terminology word, where if you have something back, you return it to the person. He went over his thesis 7 times looking for mistakes. Went over. You know, a lot of people will say went over. That's fine. That's perfect. That is correct. Sometimes I'm just lazy. Sometimes I just don't say the T sound. I went over. Good question, Salma. One moment. He went over his thesis. He went over his thesis. You choose. Do you want a strong T or do you want a weak T? Everybody is different. I'm from Ireland. So yeah, my English might be a little different at times. My accent might be a little different. But you know what? That's okay. Because accents are beautiful. He went over his thesis. Oh, I was so Irish. He went over his thesis 7 times looking for mistakes. All right, good question by Salma in the comments there. What does the word butt off? That's a great one. And when you look at this one here, Salma, we should be saying, I worked my butt off. I worked my ass off. I worked very, very hard. Okay? I worked extremely hard. Boom, Lavina's in there. I think I did a video on it. I did. I believe so. I've done so many videos now, I can't keep track of them all. But yeah, so this is like a very informal expression. Do not use it in your essay. Do not use it in an academic term or anything like that. It's casual, very informal. And it's like I worked my butt off at the weekend. I worked so goddamn hard. So that's what it means. Good. Look at you guys connecting. Oh, brought you together. That makes me happy. Yeah, so like one thing that you should do now is like practice making your own sentences. You know, like I've given you all these examples with fall through, knock off, go over, a few of the other ones. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Missy C. Butt off, immensely hard in a casual way. Thank you. And we often use it with work. You know, it's actually, I don't want to say always. I'm 90% sure it's always used with the phrase, I worked my butt off. This weekend, I'm going to work my butt off on my university assignment. I am not going to stop working at it. This house is filthy. We need to work our butts off to get it clean, for example. To work immensely hard. Good. So, as I said, you should all be trying to make sentences yourself with these words. And one easy way to remember these words is reflection. This is what I believe, personally, I really believe this is one of the most important things to learning. This is one of the most important ways to remember. You know, you come to a class, and that's great. That's the first step. But the second step is reflection and thinking back to what you did. And an easy way to do it is to write down the new words. I'm butting off in order to speak English well. So, Gania Lerf, sorry if I killed your name, you would say, I am working my butt off. Let me just type that in the comments there. I am working my butt off in order to speak English well. I am working my butt off. So butt off, it's a slang. We can only use it in spoken English. Usually just spoken English. It is a slang term. And remember, work my butt off. Work my butt off. If you want to keep your job, you better work your butt off, for example. But it's a noun like arse. Yeah, arse, ass, anything like that. 100%. I worked my ass off at the weekend. I worked my arse off at the weekend. Arse is a very Irish term for ass or bum. I worked my bum off. We don't really say I worked my bum off, but we say I worked my butt off, I worked my arse off, I worked my ass off at the weekend. And it is a noun, yeah. I'm going to use these phrases by speaking to myself. Yes, Missy C, that is exactly what you need to do. You need to talk to yourself. If you can't talk to yourself, who can you talk to? That is my phrase. That's gotten me through a lot of things in life because I love talking to myself. I always talk to myself. So one thing that we do here is, for example, bereavement. Bereavement, that might be a new word. You write the bereavement here. You write the part of speech, which is a noun. And you write a definition. And then if you can, you make a new sentence with the word bereavement. You know, maybe chore, C-H-O-R-E, chore. Part of speech, noun. Definition, job you need to do, task you need to complete, for example. And of course, questions. Questions I have after watching this video. That's an essential part of learning as well. If you have any questions, you can message me. You can leave a comment. You can find me on Instagram, anywhere like that. But a question, like after every lesson, you should have one or two questions. You know, go back, watch the video and be like, Ronan, I didn't understand this part. Ronan, this is new for me. Ronan, how are you? That's a question. What coffee do you drink? That's a good question. You know, anything like that at all. But yeah. Oh, no cracks today. No cracks, okay. And yeah, so questions. If you have any questions, just please let me know. And I have a question for you. Next topic. I'm thinking conditionals. You know, I had a request by one of the people here. And it would be great if you could all let me know. I have two more of these ready for phrasal verbs, but we could do something different. It's up to you, Hands down, I'm a big fan of you, and I'm a big fan of you. Due to is like because of. Yes. Due to the pandemic, life changed. Because of the pandemic, life changed, for example. Due to your beautiful comments, Ronan is smiling. Because of your beautiful comments, Ronan is smiling. But so, next topic, just DM me on Instagram, on Facebook. Comment, email me, send smoke signals into the sky. Use a carrier pigeon, anything like that. Just let me know. Because I know that one of the people here was talking about mixed conditionals, which is a beautiful topic, and a lot of fun can be had with mixed conditionals. And before we finish, just remember, trying to raise some money for the bridge, a very good cause. All the money is going towards building a youth recovery house, which is for people under the age of 18 who have substance abuse issues. And the idea is to try and build a recovery house for them to help them. So if you can, please give $1. If you can't, please share the video. Any and all help is so much appreciated. Hey, Maria is here. I did not even know that. You snuck in at the end. Look at you sneaking in there, being quiet for the entire lesson, chiming up at the end. That's awesome. But yeah, guys, if you can, that would be amazing. That would be fantastic. Share it, like it, comment it, anything like that. What else can I say? My name is Ronan. This is English on the Road. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a slice. I've had a lot of fun here. This is definitely the most popular yet, and we're only going to get bigger and better and so on and so forth. So thank you all for joining. Catch me on Instagram. I hope you have a wonderful day. And now, obviously, I'm going to need more coffee. I just knocked off another coffee. But yeah, before I ramble on too much, which I always do, props to your lesson. Have an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you, Lavina. Thank you, Gania. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Idam. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Zabaka. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Salma. I know it's you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. How do I end this live?